Thank you for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm Jacob Ayer. Coming up, libraries are supposed to be a key element of our schools, but that's changing in East County. See how cutbacks are affecting public education in one local district. It was another big turnout for the latest No Kings protest. We'll have a recap of the largest demonstration in downtown San Diego. And AI's foothold in the region. We talk with tech experts about the ways artificial intelligence is being used in local schools and workplaces. We start with the ongoing effects of the federal government shutdown. There is no sign of a deal in Congress. That means money for food assistance is about to dry up. Alexander Nguyen tells us what that means for local food banks that are expecting a big spike in demand.
I need them to know I need my EBT. It's Thanksgiving too. We can't afford this.
As Cora Weber unloads the food she got from Feeding San Diego Marketplace, she worries about how she's going to feed herself next month.
I got to find me a food line because I don't get but $112 a month anyway.
She receives CalFresh benefits, which is California's version of the federal food assistance program. Nearly 400,000 people in San Diego County receive CalFresh benefits. Because of the government shutdown, those benefits may not be coming next month. Weber got the notification from the county yesterday.
There goes my everything, my meals for next month, my Thanksgiving plan. Everything is out the window now because I don't have the cash to fund meals for myself.
Earlier this week, the state warned the county that there might be a disruption if the shutdown continues past Thursday.
When the benefits disappear, there are going to be over 400,000 people added into the hunger relief network.
It's very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for the hunger relief network to respond and to make up that gap.
Today, Governor Gavin Newsom announced he will deploy the National Guard and free up $80 million to help food banks in anticipation of the increased demand. The $80 million is coming from CalFood funding to help food banks buy food.
And what the governor did is he's advancing those dollars so we can utilize them now to respond to the increased demand.
San Diego Food Bank CEO Casey Castillo says the National Guard would help sort and bag food in the food bank's warehouse. Both the food bank and Feeding San Diego say they've seen an increase in demand from federal workers and military families.
Lately, we have been asked by members of the Marine Corps up at Camp Pendleton to do discrete food distributions.
As for Weber, Feeding San Diego staff is helping her connect to other food distribution networks. If you need food assistance, visit the websites on your screen. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
Those who get help paying for health insurance are also waiting for Congress to act. Federal dollars help cover subsidies for those enrolled in coverage plans under the Affordable Care Act. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco says that includes 150,000 San Diego County residents.
Covered California says about 125,000 San Diegans depend on federal subsidies to make their monthly premiums more affordable. They warn if Congress doesn't extend those subsidies,
the result of that is that many of our enrollees will receive much less tax credit than they're currently receiving, and this is what makes the monthly cost affordable for most marketplace enrollees. And some of our enrollees will no longer be eligible for tax credits at all.
Jessica Altman runs the agency that oversees the state's Affordable Care Act marketplace. She says in San Diego County, the average increase is slightly less than the rest of the state.
But a 76% cost increase for your health insurance is still astronomical for most people.
The impact will vary by region. In higher income areas like La Jolla and Rancho Santa Fe, premiums could rise around 65%. But in South Bay cities like Chula Vista and Imperial Beach, increases could effectively double premium costs. Altman says the loss of subsidies will hurt enrollees with the lowest incomes the most.
So this is someone, making $20,000, $22,000 a year or so, and small changes in costs for something that's a necessity like healthcare can have a really big impact.
She estimates about 1 in 4 enrollees will not be able to afford coverage, and those who stay insured may have to make tough choices.
Or people will have to choose a less generous health plan to bring that monthly cost within budget for them, and that can also have impacts for health and financial well-being.
Enrollment begins November 1st. Altman says consumers should pay attention as the debate over federal funding continues.
There's new news, it seems like every day, on the government shutdown, and these tax credits are tied into that. And so things could change, and it's important you be aware of that.
She says Covered California's community enrollment partners are ready to help consumers navigate their options. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
Those two stories illustrate how politics and the economy are connected. That's also the focus of our recent Public Matters coverage. KPBS's Amita Sharma spoke with the chief economist at the San Diego Regional Policy and Innovation Center.
So, Daniel, how would you characterize the state of the U.S. economy right now, as well as the San Diego economy?
The state of the U.S. economy is weakening. And it's actually been weakening for longer than we realized. The latest big revision, which is a typical process with the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they go back and they revise their numbers based on a more complete census of businesses and hiring and all that stuff. It was the largest negative revision in recent history. And so there were about 900,000 jobs less than we thought there were starting in April 2024, right? So this is not just the Trump economy. This is also the Biden economy. We simply haven't had as many new jobs created as we had hoped, as we had expected. And so we're already from a weaker position than we had realized, and it is getting worse month by month, unfortunately.
And how's that filtering down to San Diego?
Yeah, a lot of the factors that are driving negative developments in the economy hit San Diego especially hard. For example, the uncertainty around trade policy, right? These high tariffs. Well, in your typical Econ 101 example of trade, you think trade is country A sells apples to country B, and country B sells bananas to country A, right? Those are finished goods. But what we do in San Diego is more like co-production. In fact, the regional EDC has estimated that a typical component of a medical device might cross the border 6 or 8 times in the supply chain process, right? So when we are working so intimately with our partners in Mexico, trading components back and forth in a supply chain, we're really vulnerable to tariffs. And so a place that is engaged in as much trade as we are is perhaps more impacted than on average. Another area you look at AI is potentially undermining some entry-level jobs, particularly in what you might call the innovation sector, which is a huge driver of San Diego's economy.
What worries you the most about where we might be headed?
I think I am concerned about job losses. I'm concerned about, a lot of the biggest impact when you have a downturn in the economy. Everybody worries about a recession, right? The biggest negative impact of recession is not that a ton of people who would have had jobs don't have jobs. It's actually a pretty small portion of the workers who might be affected. It's that if you want to find a new job, it's much harder. And so when you lose your job, you spend more time unemployed. When you add to that our very high cost of living, that's a dangerous recipe. My greatest fear is that San Diego becomes Santa Barbara, a place that's really nice for rich people to live and where no one else can afford to be.
That was Amita Sharma interviewing economist Daniel Enemark for Public Matters. It's a partnership with KPBS, iNewsSource, and Voice of San Diego. You can see more of our stories at kpbs.org/publicmatters. Earlier this month, the Grossmont Union High School District Board voted to create one librarian position to supervise all libraries in the district. It was the second significant change to the district's libraries in less than a year. KPBS reporter Elaine Alfaro spoke with students and teachers who say the decisions have already been disruptive.
The Granite Hills High School library was like a second home for junior Cairo Jones. She'd go there to relax in the quiet sanctuary, sifting through books or asking the librarian for help with research papers.
Our librarian, she knew every book that was in that library. As soon as you said a title, she'd be like, oh, that one's checked out. Oh, no, that one's right over there. So I went there pretty often.
But all of that changed this school year, following a March vote by board trustees to cut all librarian positions in the district.
A lot of the times it's been closed, most of into lunch and at fourth period, which for me, those are like the times that I can go to the library because all of my other classes are like, we're doing stuff until the bell.
West Hills High School senior Lillian Zender also felt the loss of her school's librarian.
It's completely changed most of the work that our librarian put into it, as displaying artwork. A lot of her references, recommendations, that's all almost completely gone because it went with her.
Earlier this month, the board majority followed up their March decision by approving one librarian to oversee all libraries in the district. And that librarian will report to an official in the district office. District officials refused a request from KPBS for an interview, but in an emailed statement said current library staff members can check out books. However, they can't supervise students like the former librarians could. Students say this means they can't study, gather for clubs, or get help with their research in the library. Amy Carinta, president of the California School Library Association, says when you remove a teacher librarian,
there is a huge absence of those types of lessons and the depth to which the teacher librarian can go.
In its emailed response to KPBS, the district said, quote, "As is natural during a period of transition, we have been addressing some misunderstandings regarding library operations. To our knowledge, students have access to the library throughout the day, except for brief periods when a library technician may be on break or lunch." End quote. Jackie Na is a social studies teacher at Valhalla High School, who spoke to KPBS after the board's most recent public meeting. She says the board's moves look like a step towards censorship.
I would definitely have some concerns, especially with what level of interaction the board expected to have with said district librarian, because I think they've overstepped in a lot of areas, trying to micromanage day-to-day decisions of staff in the district where that's not really their role.
Na is not alone in her concerns. Teachers, students, and former librarians say the board majority's actions speak to a larger conservative political movement. Jason Balistreri is a former librarian and now teaches history at Mount Miguel High School.
Definitely, it seems like there's an ideological agenda, and it's like a full front battle on many fronts. It feels like they're attacking public education, and they are.
Barbara Ruggles, a West Hills High School English teacher, is one of multiple teachers who say that issues with getting approval for new books feed into censorship concerns.
For us to just be continuously told no, even though we're doing everything right, suggests there's some other censorship going on because they just refuse to tell us anything more.
The district acknowledged the book review process needs clarification and added that officials have outlined goals to build a culture of trust and collaboration. Balistreri says the recent board decisions have actually eroded trust in the district.
That is a fear, is that they would, they're at the whims of the board and the district. It seems that separation of powers and checks and balances has disappeared. And now it just seems the district do whatever the board says.
District officials have not said when they plan to hire the district librarian. Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.
Good news is blooming at the Tijuana River Community Garden. KPBS environment reporter Tammy Murga has an update on plans to keep gardeners planting.
Nati Andrade has been growing fruits and vegetables in his plot for over 20 years.
Ahorita tengo sembrado un poquito repollo, coliflor, broccoli, más repollo, rábano, cilantro.
He's also grown memories there with his granddaughter. Bits of those memories are shown on a bright green poster his 9-year-old granddaughter made. It says, Please don't close my tata's garden. The agency managing the 17-acre community garden gave them 60 days to leave over concerns about cross-border pollution. But Andrade has been hopeful the dozens of growers like himself will somehow get to stay.
No se va a cerrar. Eso era lo que queríamos oír.
He says it won't close. That's what we wanted to hear. That's what they heard at a recent meeting with Supervisor Paloma Aguirre.
I just wanted to make it very clear to them that the garden will continue no matter what.
The county owns the land and is now looking for a new garden operator. A formal search is underway. The deadline for organizations to apply closes Friday. Aguirre says the county is moving quickly because the deadline to vacate the garden is approaching.
We don't want people who have plots just dig up everything and exit only to try and re-enter.
Aguirre said some local organizations have already shown interest. Tammy Murga, KPBS News.
Sign up for our newsletters to get a list of our most popular stories. Here are some from this week. San Diego County supervisors vote down a home ownership proposal that would have placed more scrutiny on foreign investors. Plus, the Camp Pendleton event featuring Vice President J.D. Vance snarls traffic and riles local officials. And protesters gather for No Kings rallies across the country. Here's our coverage of San Diego's event from KPBS reporter Katie Anastas.
The people united will never be divided.
Tens of thousands of people gathered at Waterfront Park Saturday morning. They held colorful, homemade signs expressing support for immigrants, workers, and democracy. Some were there to protest recent actions by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Leticia Rodriguez came to downtown San Diego from Chula Vista.
There's people being taken without due process, people being sent, quote-unquote, deported to countries where they don't belong. So many things that are happening that it's just a very scary time to be living right now.
Others called for stronger gun safety measures. Nikki Faddick handed out flyers and buttons with Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. She's worried about the Trump administration's efforts to weaken the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
The Trump administration has been rolling back some of our progress on gun safety, professing to be combating crime with, rolling out the National Guard, when in fact they have been actually making it easier for criminals to get guns, dismantling the ATF, some of the gains we made with the Bipartisan Savers Community Act, and stuff like that.
Protesters walked from Waterfront Park, down Harbor Drive, and back toward the county administration building. Another group started at Civic Center Plaza and joined them. Mark Grace held a sign that read "Hands off federal workers." He works at a local military base and was furloughed on October 1st.
Luckily, my wife and I were in a stable financial situation, but many people aren't, and those are the people that I'm worried about.
He and Rodriguez said the turnout on Saturday gave them hope.
We are all American. We are all here for the same reason. And I think it shows a lot of the unity that we actually have. I think a lot of people don't see that there's other people that feel the fear, that feel that this is wrong. And I think being out here today gives me hope.
Many participants carried signs urging people to vote yes on Proposition 50. It could give Democrats an advantage by redrawing some congressional districts in California. Supporters say it's a response to Texas redrawing its districts to give Republicans the advantage. Opponents say voting no would keep redistricting nonpartisan. The deadline to register to vote is midnight tonight. Election Day is November 4th. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
We have more from the local No Kings rally, including a photo essay from KPBS staff. You can find it at kpbs.org. Most of California's Democratic congressional delegation is demanding answers about why the Marines fired live artillery over Interstate 5 last weekend. KPBS military reporter Andrew Dyer says they're asking Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth the same questions a lot of people are asking.
How did the Marines prepare for Saturday's event? Who okayed artillery fire over the freeway? And who decided Interstate 5 could remain open while live high-explosive rounds whizzed overhead? These are the questions outlined in a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth this week.
Never in my wildest imagination did I expect that they would fire over the freeway, particularly
on a Saturday, which is, an extremely busy day for the I-5.
Representative Mike Levin's district includes Camp Pendleton. He says Marines follow orders.
It appears the administration heard safety warnings from the Marine Corps and completely ignored them.
The authors point to a California Highway Patrol report that one of those artillery rounds exploded prematurely over a closed I-5 and struck two of their vehicles.
Clearly, the Marine in charge of our sector for the CHP, he's a retired Marine, clearly made the right call, to close the freeway down on Saturday, as evidenced by what happened to that patrol car.
The Marines regularly fire artillery east of I-5 at Camp Pendleton, but base guidelines show no authorized areas west of the 5. Marine officials haven't answered questions about whether they've ever shot artillery over the 5. After the event, Hegseth visited the Top Gun School at Naval Air Station Fallon, Nevada. Defense Department video shows him riding in the back seat of an FA-18 Super Hornet as it maneuvers over the desert. Levin says the video sends the wrong message to troops.
No leader should be using the military for personal vanity, for spectacle.
A spokesperson for Hegseth declined to comment and says all questions should be directed toward the Marines at Camp Pendleton. A Trump administration spokesperson also declined to comment. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
Artificial intelligence has a foothold in aspects of our lives. KPBS SciTech reporter Thomas Fudge has this look at how some San Diegans are managing AI in our schools, our workplaces, and in the games we play.
The video you're seeing is the work of Sora, one of the features of ChatGPT. The female elf and the security guard are characters in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign created by Dungeon Master Macaulay Bulis. He plays this video to help get the game's players into character.
Doing things that are either relevant to their background, relevant to what we've been doing in the campaign, and then I edit that into an intro video that I play before our session so my players can see their character in the world.
Macaulay learned to use artificial intelligence while working for Amazon Web Services. When he got into D&D, ChatGPT became his editor buddy who gives him ideas based on his game scenarios and helps him come up with stories set in San Diego. AI isn't going to replace Macaulay unless his D&D friends really would rather hang out with an algorithm on weekend nights. But is making Macaulay a better dungeon master the kind of outcome we want to see in our workplaces? Will AI make us work better, or will it replace us? That's a question Hugo Villar has spent a lot of time with.
We need to figure out how to use it and how to enhance the human experience by letting it do certain tasks that will require rethinking large aspects of our society, for sure.
Villar is Dean of Extended Studies at UC San Diego. He says routine jobs that require lots of attention to detail are on the list of professions already being replaced by AI.
Computer scientists are being replaced by AI because higher skilled programmers can use AI to do what was before the realm of having hundreds of programmers programming individual pieces of the code to create the software.
He says blue-collar jobs are certainly in demand for building and maintaining the many data centers and other infrastructure that support AI, but expect that to also change in the future.
Eventually, they will be affected at the time when AI converges with robotics, because that's an entire different set of things. And there, the tools will become intelligent, and they will be able to do all sorts of things that right now we need a human being to deal with.
AI may be a modern solution for mundane tasks, but at UCSD it's taken a Socratic turn to help students learn with an AI chatbot named Kenan. He is designed to draw out students with questions. Kenan is the work of Paul Hadji Pires. He and I asked the bot to write a history essay for me.
It's designed in a way to kind of give you a little nudge. So this says, I understand that writing essays can be overwhelming sometimes, Tom. However, we really want you to develop your own skills and it's against the academic integrity guidelines of this course. But I will brainstorm with you.
Then I say, okay, how did the Cold War start?
Great question, Tom. The start of the Cold War was a major turning point, and then it asks you some questions back.
Hadji Pires is an adjunct history professor and an education specialist at UC San Diego. He says today's students regard AI in many different ways.
They're a mixed bag, right? So some students are interested and excited to use it. Their skills are a little bit more advanced, right? Others haven't touched it.
UCSD has created an artificial intelligence major in computer science and engineering, but Hadji Pires says it has made AI literacy a goal for students in all fields. He's been part of a group of faculty that's created a curriculum to help students achieve that. When it comes to AI's role in learning, he gives the example of a student who was expected to analyze a very large number of sources for a term paper. She used AI to summarize them so she could focus on the two that she wanted to examine more deeply.
And I think the learning happens not from the amount of sources, but the quality of the analysis.
Creating a place for technologies like AI is nothing new, says Hugo Villar. He chooses to see the glass half full.
We shouldn't be scared about that. We did it before at different times in the human history. So I am optimistic. I think that we will find things where humans are still needed and they have a place.
Dungeon Master Macaulay Beulah says he thinks we need some guardrails to protect people, but he hopes that AI can help people with the day-to-day and make life a little bit easier. Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.
Story there. We hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Jacob Ayer. Thank you for joining us.